Hi everyone. So I am going to be reading from Deuteronomy 28 1 through 14. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set on high above all nations of the earth. And all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. Blessed shalt thou be in the city, and blessed shalt thou be in the field. Blessed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy ground, and the fruit of thy cattle, the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep. Blessed shall be thy basket and thy store. Blessed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and blessed shalt thou be when thou goest out. The Lord shall cause thine enemies that rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face. They shall come out against thee one way, and flee before thee 7 ways. The Lord shall command the blessing upon thee in thy storehouses, and in all that thou settest thine hand unto. And he shall bless thee in the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. The Lord shall establish thee an holy people unto himself, as he has sworn unto thee. If thou shalt keep the commandments of the Lord thy God, and walk in his ways, and all people of the earth shall see that thou art called by the name of the Lord, and they shall be afraid of thee. And the Lord shall make thee plenteous in goods, in the fruit of thy body, and in the fruit of thy cattle, and in the fruit of thy ground, in the land which the Lord sware unto thy fathers to give thee. The Lord shall open unto thee his good treasure, the heaven, to give the rain unto thy land in his season, and to bless all the work of thine hand. And thou shalt lend unto many nations, and thou shalt not borrow. And the Lord shall make thee the head, and not the tail, and thou shalt be above only, and thou shalt not be beneath, if that thou hearken unto the commandments of the Lord thy God, which I command thee this day, to observe and to do them. And thou shalt not go aside from any of the words which I command thee this day, to the right hand or to the left, to go after other gods to serve them. So, once again, this is Deuteronomy 28 1 through 14, and this is reciting the blessings for obedience. So, I have been working on something on some of my other social media platforms where I have gotten into what is called master resale rights. I also do some digital marketing and affiliate marketing. For me, it has been kind of the journey of what do I do with this TikTok platform, because I do like to share the family cat. I like to sing. There are different things that I like to do. And so I haven't made this platform as much about my business as other platforms. So as a Christian, the reason why I'm going into this, I have had in my mind the question of what do we do as Christians with money and with blessings, as people of business. God doesn't mean for people to not be blessed. In fact, he wants us to be blessed. But for the Christian person, it is something that we have to remember there is a line. Unfortunately, if you believe in a sin-filled world, we know that things are not always fair, are not always right. And the thing to remember is that when we do serve the one true God, he can bless us. He will take us to where we need to go, and it may not always be in the way that we think. But if you are a business type of person who has gained because of God, and I will say because of God, because the thing is, yes, we put in our own efforts, our own learning. There are things that we do, but there is a certain point where, at least in my case, I believe that God is a part of everything that I do. So I know that it's just not my success alone. So if we're talking about money success, one of the things that I truly believe is that tithing is important. Stewardship with finances is important. That doesn't mean that I have always been perfect with this in my life, because I have had to grow spiritually. I have had to grow in my relationship with God in order to better understand some things that I have learned as a child. And see, the thing here is, even in talking about this, and I'm not telling somebody how their relationship with God is. I'm not saying that, hey, everything is fair, everything is right wherever we go. What I am saying is this. I am saying that when we trust God, when He has His hand in things, just like with our forefathers, with Abraham, with Isaac, with Jacob, we follow certain standards. So giving 10% back to a God who owns everything, who owns cattle on 1,000 hills, that is what we should do. Because why? Because we are respecting our God, we are respecting our Creator. He does not ask us to just give everything that we have and not live. Now, we sometimes think, well, what about offerings? What about the poor? I'm not saying not to give to them. But see, sometimes what we'll do, and at least this is the case for me, sometimes you may be struggling or you may just have enough. And I have given sometimes where I may have needed those funds to say, go get something to eat, or pay a bill, or get groceries. Now, when I've had extra, I give extra. And like I said, there have been times where I've done it with the money that I should be able to take care of myself. And you're going, okay, but Jesus can bless you because you gave to the poor. Yes, He can bless me because I gave to the poor. But the thing is if, like with my spiritual cup, if I just keep on giving and giving and giving and I don't refill that cup up, what am I going to have left over at the end of the day? Only you can decide what that extra is with God. Only you can decide what that is going to be for you, what that extra is for you, what that blessing is for you. It's knowing that the poor we will always have. And the thing is definitely we do want to help others out. The thing is that some of us have a lot to bless others with. Some of us don't. Some of us, it's our words. Some of it is our being able to share with others the word of Christ. So the point is yes, God does bless. Does He always bless us the same way in every season of our life? No, sometimes we have more, sometimes we have less. But see, any Christian knows regardless that this is why we don't hold the treasures of this earth. We want to remember that at the end of the day, we have a hope. We have a hope in Christ. We know that one day this whole earth will be destroyed and God will rightfully take His place once and for all as the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. And so whether He blesses you a lot or blesses you a little, thank Him. Show Him why you respect Him. Because the thing is that He will come through for you in ways that sometimes you may not understand. But the point is that being obedient to His word is important to each and every one of us, and we all have to find that journey. And so I'm going to say, as my last thing, when in doubt, go to the word, read it, see what the Lord has for you today.